Hello, Broadway gymnasts. Welcome back. So for today's lesson, we're going to be working on round-offs and different types of entrances that you can do into a round-off. So as always, we're going to start with our warm-up, which is going to be mostly leg, foot, and arm and wrist concentrated, since we're going to be doing round-offs, and it is a series of tumbling. So we're going to make sure that we stretch out our arms and legs very carefully. Hope everybody had a good weekend. There we go, and we're going to go to the other side. There we go, and reaching for the middle. Good, and now we're going to go into our straddle sit, going down to the side. And other side. Reaching for the middle. There you go. And let's go for the pike sit. And stretch. Again, holding for about 10 seconds. Go for the butterfly stretch. And pushing our knees down to the floor. And then let's go on ahead and stretch out our feet today. So rolling them one way, rolling them the other way, pointing, and flex. Good. And rolling out the other foot. Other way. Pointing. And flexing. Good. Now stretch out our wrists. And there we go, to get a good stretch around our wrists. Good. All right, and let's go on ahead and warm up our lunges as well, because round-offs require generally a deep lunge. Since we're at home and most of us generally don't have like a lot of room, so it's not like a big open floor. So yeah, we're not going to be doing like huge round-offs, but it is going to be important to still warm up the lunge, so that way we can make sure that the round-offs that we are doing are correct from the beginning to the end. So yeah. Good. All right, so that is it for today's stretch. So now what I'm going to show you is just what a round-off looks like, and then we're going to talk about the different entrances that you can do into a round-off. So I'm sure that most of you guys know, or at least are aware of, what a round-off is. But just in case, I'm going to go on ahead and show you and explain it. So a round-off is kind of like a cartwheel, but instead of landing on one foot and then the other in a lunge, you're going to land on both of your feet together. And essentially what you do is you rebound. And that means that you do a jump immediately off the floor and land. So the round-off can be very versatile because you can do things out of it like more tumbling, such as a back handspring, a back tuck, or you can do it as far as dance moves, and you can do a jump out of it. So it's very versatile. But while we're at home, because even if we're on a carpeted area, it's still not bouncy like the gym floor. So what we're going to do instead of rebounding is we're just going to stick our landing. And we're not going to do a lot of power in our round-off because we don't want to accidentally put too much force on our feet. Okay? So we're still going to be very careful, but we can still learn the different techniques of a round-off while still being in control of our surroundings and our body. So I'm going to go on ahead and demonstrate the round-off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a step round-off. So most of you guys might know that I am a lefty, so I will be demonstrating all of these with the left leg, but I will explain the hurdles, which I will get to in a minute, with the right leg. So as a lefty, I'm going to start with my left leg. I'm just going to step into it, close my legs, and do a round-off and land. Okay? So as you noticed, I pushed off of my hands very quickly, and I landed on my feet very quickly as well. So it requires heel drive. So next we're going to talk about the hurdle. I can hear my dog coming upstairs. He didn't like the landing that I did. So the hurdle, it's something that gives you a little bit more power. So as you notice, instead of stepping, what you can do is you can actually jump into the round-off. So there are two different ways to do that. One is called a power hurdle. So wherever you start with your feet together, you swing your arms like you're going to do a long jump, then you land one foot, and then the other foot, the leg that you would be doing the round-off with. So I'm going to go on ahead and show you again. It's a power hurdle. Start with your feet together. You're essentially going to be doing a long jump, which looks like this. But instead of landing with 2 feet, you're going to get ready to go on ahead and do the round-off. So I'm just going to show you the entrance. Since you guys know what the round-off looks like, the ending of the round-off does not change. The beginning of the round-off is what changes and creates different momentum and other things that you can utilize for doing things out of a round-off. So power hurdle. Notice that I went 1 foot and then this one. And this one stayed up in the air so that way then I could lean forward, put my weight onto this one to have a good lunge and reach forward. Because this kind of round-off is one that's made for tumbling. So like what you see on track and field, you see people running and they're down low. So if you land this round-off, you want to be down low, okay? So another type of hurdle is one that's almost like a skip hurdle. So I'll put my right leg in front because then as I step, I'm going to jump hurdle and then do the same thing. Okay, so once again, starting with my right foot. Notice that I already have my arms up by my ears as well. We're doing a cartwheel, so we're going to be landing on our hands. So we don't want to do a hurdle and then go down here because now our arms are going to like go to the side, which will make it shorter or diagonal or other weird things. So we just want to go ahead and get the arms by the ears, covering, pushing up tall, and making it as long as possible, okay? So those are your stationary hurdles, or kind of like wherever you're just taking like one step or one jump. There are other things that you can do, such as a running round-off, which you guys have probably all seen. So you're just running, but you have to pay attention to which leg is your hurdle leg. Otherwise, you're going to have to do your round-off on the wrong leg, and nobody likes to do that. So I'm running. I know that I hurdle off of my right leg to jump up and then lunge with my left leg because I'm a lefty. If you were a righty, it'd be the exact opposite. You'd be running, hit your left leg, jump, lunge on the right leg, and get ready to turn for the round-off. Okay, so obviously, a lot of us probably do not have enough space at home to run and round off, nor do we need that much energy because, again, we want to be safe while we're in our house, so we do not need to run and get that much energy. But that is another entrance that you can practice. Doing the run, hurdle, stop, okay? Run, hurdle, stop. So you can work on all of these entrances without risking your feet doing the actual round-off. Because the round-off itself feels the same. It'll either be faster or a different, or like you will either be jumping backwards or more up. So a little bit of things change just based on the entrance that you do. Speaking of, the last one that I'm going to show you is a dance hurdle. So it is one that you do, or that you see gymnasts do right before they are going to do a round-off and then a jump out of it, right? So a round-off straddle, a round-off tuck jump, a round-off ring jump. So what makes these different is that for jumps, as you know, whenever you do a jump, you want to go straight up and down. You don't want your jump to travel forwards or backwards. So for this round-off, you don't want to gather a lot of speed and be leaning forward because then whenever you land, you're going to be going way backwards. So it's important that now you change the style of the round-off so whenever you land, it goes straight up and down. So to do that, you need to change the beginning and make that also go straight up and down. So the dance hurdle essentially kind of controls your forward momentum to reduce the backwards jumping that happens. And what happens is, it's like the step hurdle, but instead of leaning forward into it, you're going to do like a really pretty back flare, kind of like this, and that kind of stops your body's rotation, and then you just lunge and go. So now you still have the speed of the round-off, but not as much movement going this way, okay? So I'll show you the dance hurdle, going towards the diagonal as I've been showing them. And then I'll also go this way so that you can really see what I mean about the back that's kind of arching a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna do a dance hurdle. I'm gonna take 2 steps because it's a little bit easier. So left leg, right leg, okay? So essentially, I'm jumping, my feet are together, and then I get ready to go for that lunge, okay? Show it one more time in a little bit quicker motion now that I've explained it. Okay, and notice that I'm also not traveling as far, right? Whenever I jump, I stop right here, okay? So, I'm going to go here. Just like that. Once again, the round-offs are all going to look the same, except for the dance hurdle one, your jump is going to be more straight up and down, versus for all the other ones, you should be almost landing with your feet in front of you and jumping backwards because you should have that momentum. So, great job today, gymnasts. I hope that you've learned a lot, and I hope to see what you do out of your round-offs.